I'm going to cheat and tell you that there are two assumptions that people make, and both of them kind of get us in trouble. The first assumption is that either everybody works in the office or everybody's remote. And in fact, the largest group of teams now, especially project teams, or what we call hybrid teams, where you've got some people full-time in the office, some people full-time remote, and other people who work from home or work from other locations a couple of days a week. So it's not an either or. It's kind of a continuum. And if we don't treat those people who are normally in the office but are sometimes away as remote workers, and we think of them as a virtual team, stuff falls between the cracks. The second assumption that people make is that somehow this is radically different and it's radically new, and that everything that we've known up until now no longer applies, and it's just not the case. We've always had remote teams. Genghis Khan ruled half the known world and never held a WebEx meeting. So it is in fact doable. It's always been doable. What we need to do collectively and individually is we need to stop and we need to remember that we need to exhibit leadership first and then think about how being remote affects that, rather than everybody's scattered, now what do I do? Here's what I mean by that. We know as a leader there are certain things we need to do. We need to coach our employees. We need to delegate responsibility. We need to manage performance. We need to communicate information. None of that changes just because folks are located somewhere else. However, how we communicate that information has changed. What we do is the same as it's pretty much ever been. It's how we do it. And it's that interaction with technology and the 1,000 little things that we need to be aware of and the differences and how that impacts people that makes the difference. So whenever you're getting stressed and your team's not getting it, you need to kind of stop and say, what should I be doing? And then, how should I be doing it? And technology does play a role. You can't do the job, well, you can, but it's not easy to do the job without technology. And so there are two parts to that. You need to choose the right tool for the job, and then you need to leverage the tool effectively. Let's say you want to use a tool like Skype for Business or WebEx. There are a lot of functions, but 80% of people use only 20% of the features. So we're working remotely, we're scattered, we want people to see us, we want to see them. But if we're not using the webcam, we're not screen sharing, we're not using the whiteboard, we're not collaborating, we're not effectively facilitating that meeting, which has nothing to do with technology and everything to do with us having our head in the game. If we don't do that, working remotely is going to be far less productive. If we do it, there's no reason it needs to be less productive than if everybody was in the same room. So I think the really important thing, your question, what don't we do, right? Is we need to think about what should I be doing, how do I do it, and if I don't know how to do it or I'm not sure how to do it, how do I develop those skills so that I'm not fighting with one hand tied behind my back? Because if we've got a job which has always been hard, and now we're using tools that we may be uncomfortable with and maybe aren't very effective, and oh, by the way, we don't use it well, we're going to get ourselves in trouble. If we know what we're supposed to do as leaders, if we choose the right technology for the job and we use it halfway competently, there's no reason you can't be your own Genghis Khan.